Kia ora, good morning. In regards to the last live I made, I just did a little rudimentary investigation, and what I found was quite staggering. It looks like America and Great Britain might be in competition with China. Excuse me, I'm drinking my coffee. Oh God, I hate gas. They may be in competition with China, who own lithium mines in and around the Greater Manchester area. There is, see, the first thing I always do is look to see where there's military bases, and there's American and British Air Force and naval bases in that, all around that area, and Dartmoor is not far from, the Welsh connection and all that with Dartmoor, because they're all very closely linked. Now it looks like Wigan Council are in on it to saying to the king, we'll take the land off your hands, and they have petitioned, put provisions in place to start mining around the area, for sand and gravel, but all around that kind of area there's also lithium. And remember, I did one of my connecting the dots, where I was saying about there was like a ghost sighting where they were building a road, and I looked and I saw that there were sand and gravel mines that were next to an army base off the road where they were building it. I'll put a link in the description box below. I'm pretty sure it's that one. And I said that they'll be using the sand and gravel with the lithium mines to build like was it the electric vehicles, but they need the sand and gravel. Sand and gravel is important to what they need the lithium for. And I can't remember if it was for, I'm pretty sure it was, I'm pretty sure I suggested it was either for like weapons or batteries or something. But wherever you find mines where they're mining sand and gravel, you'll find lithium mines. You'll find lithium not too far away from it, and that's what I've just found with this whole Wigan thing. So basically, they've lied again, like they did with the Dartmoor prisons and all that. They've lied to the king, dumped it all on the king to make the king look like he's dumping toxic waste on his own land next to housing. But Wigan Council are very kindly offering to buy the land off the king, while staging the propaganda that the king is palming the land off onto Wigan so that he doesn't have to deal with the costs. That's not a Scorpio twin Taurus. We don't just part with our money like that. Excuse me, when it comes to investments and things that we put our money in, we don't just walk away like that. We're Taurians, we rule finances and investments and that sort of thing. So, and I think they know that because he's very astute when it comes to his pentacles, his coins. Because he's his twin, he's a Scorpio and he's twin with Taurus. We're very good with money. And we also rule other people's money as Scorpio, so we're very good when it comes to making long-term investments, especially when it's going to be passed down to our descendants. And I think they know this, and so they've lied to him about his land having toxic gases and being a toxic dumping waste, so that they can then take it from him cheaply with the promise that, oh, we'll clean it up, we'll sort it out for you, blah, 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 because apparently that's what Nigel Farage has done with Dartmoor Prison, and that, oh, I'll take it off your hands for you, Your Majesty, surprise, surprise, because he is in Trump's pocket. I don't trust that man as far as I can kick him. And they're lying to the king to steal his land so that they can mine the minerals and take it for themselves. yeah, it's pretty outrageous. And then what they're doing is publicly they're blaming it all on the king, putting all the bad press and propaganda on the king. Well, they'll come and snatch up the land really cheap to deal with the problem for him. But Calvin's law. I've put everything I just said to the king in those posts in the description box. Calvin's law. You can't, if you're not born in England or Scotland, you can't buy land that the king has owned or that the king owns unless you're born here. So even the Chinese land, lithium mines and that, they're illegal sales. The king has the right to say who buys his lands or not, and they're trying to steal his land out from under him, but they're poisoning the land on purpose so he has a reason, or lying about it being poisoned, so that he has a reason to let go of the land. So they're literally trying to destabilise the king under his nose. But they didn't bank on me, the Holy Spirit. This is why they keep trying to kill me and deport me and threaten to cut my money and stuff. Because he's got most of the... I know there's Rochdale, there's Wigan, there's a couple of the others in the link of the Greater Manchester councils who have applied for mining minerals in the Greater Manchester area, and Wigan's one of them. And there's lithium all around that area. And wherever you find, this is what I've uncovered during my investigations into my connecting the dots. And, because wherever you see aliens or goblins or werewolves or gnome sightings or, ghost sightings and that, the first thing I do is I look to see where there's any military bases nearby, and then the second thing I do is I look to see what mineral mines and that are there. And I have always found wherever they're mining sand and gravel, they'll be mining lithium as well. They seem to go hand in hand, and I've just connected those dots. So they're lying to the king. His own councils are lying to the king. They've all got their hands in the king's cookie jar. How disgusting is that? He can't trust his own councils. He can't trust his own government. He can't trust his own military. He can't trust his own secret service, other than that one person that went to the judge. He can't trust the Crown Courts. He can't trust his own staff and, senior members of the royal household. But the three people he can trust is God, his mama. Oh, I'm going to get emotional because she's fighting hard. You can call me all the names under the sun, but I'm telling you now, Queen Elizabeth, her spirit, she is determined to bring every single one of these people down, regardless of the country they're in order to fight for her son and his right to reign on his throne in peace. She knew I was a physicist that could do it. She knew that my level of honesty and integrity would be such that even if I was wrong about the things that I thought about her and her family being in the Illuminati and all of that, she knew that once I saw the truth, I lived by the truth. And I had to correct the things I thought I knew once I saw the truth about the royal family. She knew. When she picked me, I was the man for the job. And she's fighting tooth and nail to take every single one of them down, from Donald Trump to Keir Starmer, Tony Blair, von der Leyen, Zelensky, county councilmen, MPs. All Starmer's lot, like the whole lot of them. Bill Gates, fighting tooth and nail. So, King Charles, if you're listening, You've got God on your side. There are 3 people that you can trust. God, your mama's codes. Your mum is fighting for you like you wouldn't believe. She's done everything she can to step into the supernatural realms to defy the laws of physics, to help me do these investigations. And the 3rd person you can trust is me. And I've got your back. And I know now. See, I woke up and there was a little light on my LinkedIn. I only just recently rejoined LinkedIn because I needed to get some stuff off there that I'm going to lose once they get rid of my Instagram on the 19th of February. They're going to delete my account. So I've got stuff on my LinkedIn that I can that I now have access to because I was worried about losing them because they were a couple of dreams that were important. And so when I clicked on the little red flag and I saw what the message was, and that when I went to the front page of my app, that was where the man had posted the video about the king dumping toxic waste in Wigan. And when I listened to the video, I thought, the first thing I thought is that is not King Charles. He's like world famous for his love, because he's a Scorpio, for his love of wanting to save the planet. He's just been trusting the wrong people, believing that net zero and climate change was a thing and blah, blah, blah. But he would never, ever in a million years allow toxic waste to be dumped on land that he owns. Never in a million years. And then, of course, that led to this investigation, and look what I found. And it's Dartmoor all over again. The only way he's going to be able to deal with this is if he shuts his parliament down. If he dissolves parliament, and then he needs to put a freeze on his county councils. Because Birmingham, now Greater Manchester, Wakefield Council, I've got to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Wakefield Council have been phenomenal. They're phenomenal. They're absolutely phenomenal. I cannot fault Wakefield Council at all. I haven't been led down a thread of investigation for them. They've been phenomenal. They've been so wonderful with me. And Wakefield District Housing, which is now called Vico, they've had my back. They've taken, like, I don't have a bad thing to say about Wakefield Council or Vico, formerly Wakefield District Housing. When it comes to dealing with me, they've been absolutely phenomenal and understanding of my situation. You know, with being a victim of domestic abuse and, you know, all of that, they've been absolutely phenomenal. So, but Greater Manchester councils and that, there's a lot of councils, they need to be stopped from doing business, and they need to be thoroughly investigated. I would offer my services, if you could get me a driver and I was able to stay in hotels and that, I would go through those councils with a fine-tooth comb. I'd go through your MPs and your parliament with a fine-tooth comb, and I'd tear everything down. If they had connections to Israel, America, China, NATO, any of them. No offence to China, but this is Great Britain, and it belongs to the British. And King Charles III reigns, and this is his turf. This is our turf, nobody else's. And I've learned to read the signs now. I was a bit slow on the uptake before, when the Queen I'm talking about would throw me signs and clues to investigate. It would sometimes, I'd have to wait for other things to happen, and then I'd think, oh, that's why that thing dropped in my lap or whatever, and then I'd have to scurry and go and find it, sort of thing. But now I'm on it because I'm taking those mushroom vitamins. I'm on it. You see that poison apple decalcified something in my brain They were trying to poison me with it, but then it made me remember I used to take mushroom vitamins that help with my memory and stuff. When I figured out about the brain damage from the narcissistic abuse, I started taking them again, and now I'm on it like a car bonnet, man. Boom, 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 boom. I don't miss a single thing. I know now when she needs me to get on something immediately, like she just did with that Wigan thing, or when I'm to wait because there's more codes incoming, and when the codes drop, then I pull the thread and sew it together to paint a tapestry to present the evidence to the King and the ICC. Like I've learned now, she's trained me really well. But yeah, oh, I should have been a cop. I should have been like a private investigator or something. I should have. But I work for the Ministry of Souls, so I investigate what the gods send me to investigate, depending on the faith and religion of who it is I'm investigating. So, so I was spot on. I woke up before I'd even had my coffee, gone to the toilet, anything, I was on it. She put me straight on it. And I slept like the dead as well. I slept from like 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock in the morning. So, oh my goodness. So it's all right, King Charles. Like, you can trust me. I've got your back. I need to know you've woken up now, bro. I need to know you've woken up. I can't trust what I'm being fed through my feed. I need actual, like from the BBC or for you to contact me directly. I need to know I'm on the right track. This needs to come to an end, because you're getting pulled further and further and further and further down into the abolishment of your monarchy. Because when you've got people like that man, through no fault of his own, he's believing everything he's been told. Remember, what did Jesus say in the Gospels of Thomas? He who blasphemes against the Father shall be forgiven. He who blasphemes against the Son shall be forgiven. He doesn't know he's been fed lies. But he's why you need to act, because people like him are making the stability of the monarchy uncertain. He's making the stability of the monarchy uneven, imbalanced, because he's spreading lies without knowing he's doing it, believing they're truths. And Jesus said in the Gospels of Thomas, he who blasphemes against the Father shall be forgiven. He who blasphemes against the Son shall be forgiven, and you're the Son. He who blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven on earth or in heaven. And I'm the Holy Spirit, which means that everybody who's lied to you about me, everybody who targeted me, everybody who came after me, are doing it because they know I have influence over the Father and the Son. I am the Holy Spirit. I see things in the shadows. I see the invisible. And that's why they are targeting me. That's why they come after me, because they don't want me waking you up. They don't want me waking people up. The second I wake people up, they no longer have power over anyone. And these people are in many countries, NATO, nations, America. I literally have no country on my side. Because no one believed me, because it sounded so far-fetched, everything I was saying. But they don't know God, and they don't know quantum magnetics. I'm an anomaly. But the Secret Service know what a threat I am. The CIA know what a threat I am. NATO know what a threat I am. The EU know what a threat I am. Because, why would they be targeting one woman? One poor, impoverished, barefoot, indigenous woman. Why is she such a threat? Aha! Nobody asked that, eh? Why are they all coming after her? Why did the NHS help try and kill her? Why are they trying to kill her? Why are they trying to stop her? Nobody asked that. She's just one woman. Yeah, 'cause I'm the Holy Spirit. I'm the Holy Spirit bloodline. And I'm the one woman that God and the Queen have put into this position in order to be able to save the British monarchy and the Commonwealth. And then eventually, like America and European nations, from those who bow down to Molech. So I need a sign now, Poppet, that you've woken up and that you're on it. If these things, these news articles and that are even remotely true, then that's wonderful. I haven't seen any signs yet that Starmer has been forced to resign or that he has been arrested or anything like that, so I have to take it with a grain of salt. But I'm doing it to try and wake you up, to see what's been said about you, to get any kind of sign from you that you are listening. And I know, because you are my twin, because you're a Scorpio rat, twin Taurus, once you wake up, you'll be on it like a car bonnet too. And you won't muck about, you'll be brutal, you'll bring down that tail hard and fast. Because as Scorpios, we tolerate a lot. We give a lot of warnings. You know, we sit back and we watch, and then when we're forced to strike, people know we've struck. They don't, when a scorpion strikes and stings with its tail, once that, they either sting or they inject the poison. The sting is a warning, like me warning everyone, don't touch my social media, don't even try it. Donald Trump, don't even try and threaten to assassinate Vladimir Putin, that sort of thing. Then the warnings come. He loses money, he loses property, because they're not listening. Starmer's losing support, Starmer's losing money, Starmer's under investigation because they're not listening. Ursula von der Leyen has been caught stealing money. They're trying to get her to resign because she's not listening. So that's the sting. But now comes the poison. When we get to the point where we sting and inject that poison, there's no getting up. They don't get back up once we strike. I just need to know that you've strucketh. And then I can relax, because until I know that you've woken up and you've got all the right people on this, then I can relax, because then I'll know that I'll get justice and I can leave and build my school. Because once you strike, you're going to strike fear into the hearts of everybody who came against the both of us, because they know after this, what did my code say comes after this, Your Majesty? They all get charged with petty treason and high treason, and for some of these people, they get sentenced to death. They bring back the death penalty for some of these people. So horrendous is some of their crimes. And this ends up on the news. Remember, it's in Becoming Spellbound. Starmer and Keir Gore and his government and everybody in Great Britain, including members of your royal staff, get sent to trial first. They get charged and tried first. And then after that, they bring in people like Donald Trump. They extradite him. And the Americans will be only too happy to let him go. They should have left me alone. They should have left my social media alone. They should have left my relationships alone. They should have just left me alone. But they didn't, and now they're going to suffer the consequences through the courts and on the news, because it's going to be like the scandal of, not even the century, the scandal of history. This is going to be the biggest political scandal in world history, because it involves so many nations all banding together, and their militaries and their secret service and their illegal businesses setting up here, because they all banded together to conspire to bring down the monarchy. And it's interesting as well with this whole Wigan thing, with the American air bases and that being so nearby. Because remember with Pegasus, I was talking about, I was going along the threads of the airborne when Trump came on his state visit, and I was saying, did he bring something over on the plane? Because I kept seeing planes, and then they pulled off that whole Bella One thing, and now, they've got Air Force bases around where they want to, where they're trying to say is all toxic, just like Dartmoor. So one of the things you need to do is kick American and NATO bases off British soil. And if they bought the land, it's illegal because they're not birthright citizens. So it will be messy pulling this tower down, sweetheart. But it's going to save Great Britain. It's going to save the Commonwealth. You will be the figurehead for saving multiple nations across the world. Because when other countries see what you've done, they'll follow suit because you'll make them brave to stand up against their leaders, like in France and America and that. You'll give them hope and you'll make them brave. You just got to dissolve Parliament. Shut your councils down until further investigations. Then we can roll our sleeves up and clean up the rubble of the fallen towers. It's going to be a bit of a mess, but with all hands on deck, we can absolutely clean this country up within weeks. Especially Birmingham, because I've got a special place in my heart for Birmingham. It's where I first moved to. I lived in Hales Owen. Best fish and chips in England were in Hales Owen. So, I just need a sign from you. I just need to know that you believe me. I need to know from a reputable source that you're on it and you're doing what needs to be done. Because I'm being my access to the news is limited because they control what they control like my ex and all that. So the information that I have access to is very limited. But I know if it's on somewhere like the BBC or Sky News, then you've woken up. Or if you contact me personally, then I'll know. And then I can relax. Because then when I know you're sorted, I can leave and go and build my school. And that's all I'm trying to do. I just want to build my bloody school. I got dragged into something, but it's all for the greater good of securing a future for the next generation. And as a grandparent yourself, I know that you will not be wanting your grandkids growing up in a world that Starmer and Trump and von der Leyen and that are trying to build, because it's basically an open-air concentration camp. The digital IDs will be no different to how the Jews had to have their show their papers, and how they were stopped from leaving certain areas and that. So, yeah, this is why your mum is fighting tooth and nail to defy the laws of physics. I need to know you've woken up. But I was right. You've been lied to. They're trying to steal your land and that out from under you so that they can mine the lithium. They're trying to destroy they're cutting up my Papatūānuku. They're cutting up my grandmother. Grandmother Earth, Mother Earth, Gaia, whatever you want to call her. They're chopping her up. They're cannibalising her. So that they can get on their spaceships and go to Mars. Because in the words of Elon Musk, I'm a time-travelling alien from Mars. On the plus side though, see all these solar panels that they've put up for this fake net zero thing. I could reuse those for my space program. I could recycle them because they the Council of Elders, like when I was given the design, they showed me how to do it all using recycled materials, and I could reuse the sun panels. You know, the solar farms and that, I could reuse them. I could reuse the panels for my space program. So I'm just saying. And because, like, remember, I'm going to call it my spaceship, my navigation system, I'm going to call it the Red Lil, after your mammy. So I'm just saying, you know, if you want to have some fun and not have to deal with corrupt governments and all of that anymore, just tear the tower down. We'll help you clean it up. It'll be over and done with real fast. And then we can put your mammy into space. And I can send some of my girls' ashes up there as well. I can't talk about it because I get so emotional, Amber. I miss you so much. I'm still grieving, so you just have to bear with me. Okay, so now you know. Do something about it. But you need to act fast because they're moving in on you now. I'll speak to you later. Ka kite anō. Mwah.